Hi folks, welcome back to GP Reactions. My name is Gal and it is good to be doing some reactions. It is also early in the week, so I had the Monday off. I've had a few days off actually just to kind of chill and relax, and I went for a huge walk last week on my first day off, and it was like about 36 degrees and I walked about like 4 kilometers, so I've just kind of been sort of taking it easy since then. I think it's easy to kind of forget that, you get to an age where, a little bit of exercise has to be followed by a little bit of rest. I would like to think I could keep these things going, but yeah, it just sort of like knackered me out a bit. But yeah, I've been thinking about doing some reactions all day, and I thought, am I going to be too knackered to do them when I get home? But I'm feeling pretty good. Once I get going, I'm generally okay. I get a bit of coffee down me and stuff. So, um, I hope you're well, by the way, and thanks to everybody that has subscribed. It's great that this channel is getting like a little bit of subscriptions every week and every month, and I'm not looking to get a million people, but just enough to kind of keep the coziness of this. But yeah, if you really like what you listen to, or you listen to music that has been brought to your ears for the first time, regardless of maybe how you kind of feel about the person reacting or listening. Um, Please hit that subscribe button or a like or something. Really, really appreciate that, because it kind of makes me, it gives me acknowledgement that I'm kind of doing something right. So that said, if you do want to listen to any music particularly close to your heart, then you can either drop me a comment below, or drop that suggestion below in the comments, or you can go to Buy Me a Coffee and suggest something to listen to there, which will probably get listened to more quickly, within a couple of days or a week, and yeah, that's generally kind of how that works. So, and I do appreciate the comments and the suggestions in all kind of forms. But it's actually good to have the Buy Me a Coffee thing, because that sort of gives me a little bit of discipline to actually do some reactions. Um, yeah. Otherwise, it's kind of like, oh, I'll leave it for a week and I'll do some more. Um, but yeah, that just kind of gives me a bit of a kick to listen to some music, and it's good for the soul, to be honest. I don't like to get too far away from music. I'm always listening to my Walkman on the way to work, and it's just kind of really sort of like means I have to listen to stuff I've not heard before. I'm never disappointed because it's all good stuff. So, that said, let's crack on. This is a track by Aztec Camera. I think this was their second album, The Knife, from September 1984. And this is a track called All I Need Is Everything. It reached number 34 in the UK Top 40, which is, it's okay. It's on side 2 of the album, and it's track 1. We have Roddy Frame on vocals, guitar, David Ruffy on drums, Campbell Owens on bass, Malcolm Ross on guitar, Guy Fletcher on piano and keyboards, Frank Ricotti on percussion, Chris White on sax, Martin Drover on trumpet. Whether all of these instruments and these musicians are featured on this track, I do not know. But the album, The Knife, was actually produced by Mark Knopfler. So I'm just wondering if I'll be like a Dire Straits feel at some point in this. I don't know. This is an official video. I've never heard of this song before. I think prior to this, 1983, I vaguely remember a track called Oblivious, and then and I think it might have been in '88. There was another track called Somewhere in My Heart. Neither of those two tracks have I actually listened to for years. I'm not even sure if they play much Aztec Camera on the radio. But yeah, for 100%, I've never heard this one before. All I need is everything. So without further ado, let's click play and see what this video is about. good. I gotta tell you about this is gorgeous. I'm absolutely loving this. And there's something about this that kind of feels like I've heard it, but it's so vague. I don't know because I mean I don't own any Aztec camera tracks. I've never downloaded any. Um, but just from this like first 30 seconds, I'm already in love with this track. Really, really in love with it. Um, gosh, let's listen to this. Funny enough, that first kind of riff reminds me of Rock Creek Park by the Birds. Um, Blackbirds, I should say, not the Birds. So let's go. Sorry, I had to pause it somewhere. So, gosh, this is such a nice song. Do you know what? It's just given me such good warm vibrations, and it's just so nice. I can't really explain it. There's something about his voice. Um, do you know there's some singers when you hear what they sing, hear them singing, and he's written all his songs on his album Roddy Frame, and is it Roddy Frame or Roddy Frame? But there's a kind of like an honesty about his voice, and it's almost like, and also he's got that kind of like the guy next door kind of like look about him. He doesn't seem to have like much pretensions. I mean I don't know nothing about him as an artist, but he feels his music, his voice, it all feels accessible. And there's a lightness and a bubbliness to this song that I think it's a love song. I'm not sure. I think the lyrics are a little bit kind of abstract, but maybe he's viewing love through that kind of a spectrum of music or something. But just this song, it just makes me feel so well. Actually, and I thought at the very beginning that I think it's the keyboards on this or the synths, they were like had a real kind of, I don't know, it was just they had a tone to them that was just really really nice. It just made me feel good, and it's just a real good feel good song. I'll be honest. I I'm not entirely sure what this is about. It kind of feels like a love song because he said you would consecrate the ground I paced in pain, and fought and though those pavements, and though through, oh jeez, I can't even talk. And though those pavements, cause your sorrow stained, they fall from me, and I say, maybe don't fall for anything that says it's never gonna give you everything. I don't know what this song's about, but it just feels so good. It feels like wisdom. It feels like hope. It feels like love. Um, maybe it's not even about a person. Maybe it's about your inner self.
I wish myself into your arms to know that all I need is everything.
And not all lyrics mean anything. So there's another, perspective.
Tears, just like the jewels on their copper crown. Where on the world the sound shake them down and leave now. Have no loyalty. You would consecrate the ground I faced in pain. And though the pavements touch your sorrow stains, they fall from me and I'd say maybe don't fall for anything. So just never gotta give you everything. I wish myself into your arms to know that all I need is everything. Hold back the night, I'm tired of my sadness, won't see anymore, more than today. Drag me into stay. Hold back the night, I'm tired of my sadness, won't see anymore. Show me you care. Just show me the door.
I think it's about to end there anyway. So I mean, that was fantastic. I've so enjoyed that. Still can't put my finger on what it's about, but it could be about a person. It could be one of those abstract things where it's about your own inner perspective, um, or it could be about a love with real person. But it just kind of felt just gloriously warm and accessible. Um, I gotta have a quick look at what people say about this because I've never heard this before. I mean, 80, 82, 83, 84. I mean, I was listening to a lot of music. I didn't hear everything, but um, this reached number 34 in the UK Top 40 doesn't necessarily mean that I would have heard it. Um, but it has a familiarity about it and I don't know whether that's because of what I imagine like Oblivious sounded like. Um, it might be because of that, but it feels like it's got more dimensions to it. I can't even remember how Oblivious went. But this is from their next album, so it definitely incorporated different like sounds. I think, like more percussion. That guitar was just beautiful. I think there was a lead guitar on this. Who was on guitar anyway? So I mean, apart from Roddy Frame, we've got Malcolm Ross on guitar too, and we had David Ruffy on bass. So um, it was just such a gorgeous sound, and there's something like that's kind of it brings you in and then brings you higher. This is what I kind of found with like maybe the songs I've heard from Aztec Camera. I sort of remember somewhere in your heart. Um, it just kind of brings you higher and higher. But it's like flutters around like a beautiful butterfly or something. This is exactly like that. And this is just I've got to add this to a playlist at some point. It's just really kind of like giving me the vibes, It's raised my spirit a lot. 2026 with this beautiful song. Roddy Frame is the most underrated artist of his generation. Do you know, listening to it, I think he is. I think he is because, you know, if you say 1983, 84, blah, 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 you don't automatically say Aztec Camera. But, like I say, his songs are so radio friendly and accessible, but not over commercial. They speak to you. Um, they don't sort of speak around you. And that's really what I love about this kind of music. People with a few anecdotes about going to see Aztec Camera. Um, oh, I got something. It looks like it's Japanese or something. Let's translate it. Japan, yeah. I used to record radio songs onto cassette tapes and listen to them right away. I was 11 years old. I loved it so much. I know there is a longer version, so it may have been there's a longer version on the album that fades out. I didn't kind of really kind of wanted to get into that unless it's but back in the 80s, mid 80s and stuff, there was a lot of songs that they had really really good extended versions of, and as I mean I bought a few 12 inches back in the day, but I wouldn't. I'd get more excited if it was an extended version because I knew there's going to be like a little package of music within that. It wasn't just going to be, you know, just random mix, you know, bit longer, with I don't know, quirky, you know, I don't know, whatever goes into 12-inch music. And some 12 inches were fantastic in around 84, 85, and some of them were not so good. They were a bit sort of lazy. But definitely, yeah, 84, yeah, of course, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. But I digress. I'd imagine that, you know, you could do actually a really good extended version of All I Need Is Everything, and yeah, I'm sure that these guys are really good musicians by the sounds of it, and you know, they could easily sort of like do a jam, um, in these songs that would feel like a seamless original, you know, album track. And like I said, I think the album track is more extended, and but it goes into a longer fade out. Folks, let me know what you think of this. I actually 100%. It feels so nostalgic to me, and yet I don't think I've ever heard it. Which, you know, I I was reading, and this is gonna be like I'm digressing, completely digressing now, but somebody was saying about the soul, right? And they're saying that um, in the multiple universes that supposedly exist, um, fragments of your soul are kind of like out there, and none of us have a complete sort of the soul experience. And so every now and again, these spiritual people they reach out to the universe to try and collect little bits of their soul. And this is how I feel with with this reaction channel. I feel like when I listen to a track like this, that clearly belongs to me, um, from you know my generation. It feels like I'm gathering in a little bit more of my soul, and uh, and it just makes me want to smile, and sometimes it makes me want to cry, um, because I kind of feel this is part of me that I never had, but I should have had, and every time I listen to something new, every time you guys suggest music to listen to and I listen to it, this is how I feel. And some songs just like hit me square in the chest because it is like, whoa, you know, that's an out of body kind of thing. And this is one of them actually. So whoever suggested this, thank you so much because this just you know blew me away, and I feel so good now. I can you know the rest of the week's gonna be a doddle after listening to this. Anyway, join me in the comments below. Let me know what you think and whether you remember this, and you know what your opinion is on Aztec Camera, and if there's anything else from them that I should listen to. You know, please let me know because this one was good. Till next time, folks, please take care, and I will speak to you soon.